Prabhupada giving names like this, Narayan to you,
Huh?
Tamal Krishna,
Yeah.
Jayananda, Vishnu John.
So
Why
if
did?
we have that reverse speech, we need to be able to see what the reverse speech says.
Right.
I mean, it's great that it says that he poisoned Prabhupada, but what are the words?
Hmm.
He wrote them out.
Well, great. Do you have them there?
No.
I sent you and Ramachandra 2 essays talking with someone from several years ago, and I thought you might find it interesting.
Yeah, I got that. What was his name? What was? Let me see what his name is. Ramananda or something. You said. Bharadwaj Prabhu, right?
What?
No, Rasa. His name is Rasa
Rasananda,
Ananda.
something like that.
Yeah,
I
Rasa
think
Ananda
I
Das.
think he's the guy that sells books to Prabhupada's books to the Arabs.
I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, you wrote to him, Dear Rasa Ananda Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All
Yeah.
glories to Srila Prabhupada. I'm amazed that you think that the present non-existent GBC have the slightest care for obedience to the Acharya. If they felt obedience, then they would arrange for each temple to be independently incorporated ISKCON entity. Right. Then they would arrange for the temple presidents to hold elections every 3 years for GBC commissioners. Short of that, they are not that different from the mafia, who take over a thriving business by force and then, pretending to be the owners, skim all the profits and declare themselves in charge. ISKCON will not be able to fulfill the global destiny predicted by Srila Prabhupada until the GBC are duly elected. At the present time, the GBC cannot and will not be empowered by Krishna to actually deliver the world in its momentous hour of need. This movement must have the freedom to grow exponentially. Had the GBC been elected, each major city in the Western world would have several hundred temples by now. That is what true independence of each individual temple would have accomplished by now. That is what true independence of each individual temple would have accomplished by now. There would have been no obstacles whatsoever for expanding exponentially. I will deliver your message to Bharadwaj Prabhu the next time I see him, once every few months, your eternal servant, Narayan Vishwakarma Das. This was written in February 1st, 2017. Interesting.
So I would say that is the core value and purpose of the League for 10K, because without the fulfillment of this, the likelihood of the Krishna consciousness in the 10,000 rest of the 10,000 years of the golden age Kali has no real energy behind it, no substance.
Yeah.
So the question really is that we must get the GBC to be recognized as a totalitarian effort that was not, if they are meant to be totalitarian, let us see where Prabhupada ordered that. You know?
Yes.
If we're going to have Kanista Adhikari gurus, contrary to the recommendation of Rupa Goswami, who is Rupa Manjari in the spiritual world, let's see where Prabhupada stated that that's what is supposed to occur. Lacking any other proof, it should be understood clearly that Srila Prabhupada is the Sampradaya Acharya, directly representing Lord Chaitanya through the unbroken line of disciplic succession. Anybody after that is simply some sort of Hindu.
Yeah, definitely.
Fulfilling the desire of someone for protection, liberation, God knows what, you know.
Yeah, I think
But it
that's
has
what.
nothing to do with spreading Krishna consciousness globally for 10,000 years.
Yes. Rupa Manjari Prabhu, I sent you an email. Can you see if you can read that email? There was another discussion by another Prabhupada disciple who mentioned some of these points that Narayan Prabhu has written in 2017. Maybe you can read that.
Who wrote it?
This is how would you say his name? Pratyatosh Das.
Pratyatosh.
Pratyatosh Das. Yes.
He writes a lot on the. What year was that published?
No, he just sent and he just made this comment yesterday. So.
In response to what?
No, he was talking about the same issues after GBC not following being elected, and how the movement has come to.
He used to be a strong member of our Istagosthi group online, but he was never able to extricate himself from all sorts of relativistic political mentality.
Ocha. But he seems like a very, at least now, it seems like he's very into, or he knows the core issues, the problems. Maybe he knew back.
One second, I gotta get up.
Go ahead, Rupa.
He's in close communication with Paranjan and Yasodhanandana.
Acha.
Like he's kind of like part of their group.
He made the comment in what was his?
Do you know Mother Urmila Dasi?
I've heard the name before. That is, she's the wife of Pratyatosh.
Of Pratyatosh.
Yeah, Pratyatosh. Yes.
The former wife. They're not together anymore.
Hello?
Yeah. Yes. Have you met Urmila before, Rupa Manjari Prabhu?
Hello, are we there?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're here.
I've seen her in person. I haven't really talked to her though.
Okay. Yes. Yes, Narayan Prabhu, can you get on the headset so you can hear? You can exit the meeting and come back in, so maybe your headset will start working. Yeah, he made the point here in the email that I sent you. He says, why is no one completely satisfied with the current stage of affairs in the Hare Krishna movement?
Do you know what street this is?
Let me mute Narayan Prabhu. Okay, so let me read the email. Why is no one completely satisfied with the current state of affairs in the Hare Krishna movement? Could it be the following? Could the following be the reasons? First reason, 3 times the GBC disobeyed Srila Prabhupada. Is the GBC going to be able to get away with it? Question mark. No. Maybe it seems like they have for now, but the longer they take to correct these obvious anomalies, the more they're going to have to suffer. Number 1 point, he says, in 1970, they completely ignored the 3-year term temple president vote mandate. Foolish GBC men will say, Prabhupada tolerated this. What choice did he have? The crazy former drug-addicted hippies with their LSD addled brains is all that he had to work with. Number 2 point, he says, in 1978, they completely ignored the Ritvik henceforth mandate instead of Prabhupada's ingenious Ritvik system of initiations, which have been practiced successfully for years. The GBC came up with their own voted-in guru concoction. Time has proven that it doesn't work very well. And number three, he says, in 1988, they began to completely ignore the retirement age at 50 mandate. Foolish GBC men will say, quote, Prabhupada said that GBC is for life. What is that in where is that in writing? Prabhupada said on May 28, 1977, simply to get a bunch of I wanna be guru like Prabhupada, madmen off his back. It was never put in writing. As Hansadura would have said, Srila Prabhupada didn't pass down instructions on how ISKCON should be run through the agency of hissing tapes. He passed down such instructions through the agency of signed, written, legally viable documents. So that is that email that email I sent you, and that's the post he has on his wall. Pretty interesting, huh?
Mhm.
How old is he? Is he about 70 also? 70 couple years?
I have no idea, but he's a senior god brother.
Yeah, I think he joined about what, 72 or something? Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I think people are seeing the discrepancies in the GBC and all these, anomalies, which is detrimental to the spreading of Krishna consciousness movement. Now, Narayan Prabhu, I muted you because there was some noise when I was reading. So you can unmute yourself. There you go.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So the whole problem is going to be like brain surgery. Very, very delicate surgery, because we have to, in the ultimate case, assuming that we care about the founder Acharya at all, which that Vyas Puja Prabhupada Appearance Day meeting indicates that there is none caring for Prabhupada, that we have to determine what was said by Prabhupada, what was ordered by Prabhupada, what was in writing, what did he ask for in terms of what shall we say? What did he ask in terms of action resulting from his orders? And then take into account there was a huge movement to prevent him from achieving what he stated that he wanted. He made it very clear what he wanted, and we need to go through everything that he said and say, let's say this is what he wanted, let's eliminate everything else. Then people can bring up things that he may have said, maybe doesn't say, whatever. They can do that. But then that has to be considered in the light of what he said he wanted. We can't just go wandering off one step after the other. Well, then we did this, then we did that, then we did this, and then we did that. That's not acceptable, not even slightly acceptable. Okay?
Yeah, that means going back to the original documents, very early, what Prabhupada
Yeah, and
wanted.
original lectures, right?
Yes.
Original instructions.
Yeah.
The thing to remember is, where's the train? Is 7th Street train? Hello, sir. 7th.
Right at the corner.
I've never been here before.
I know, but go to the corner.
Where the green light arrow is? Okay. Okay, here I am.
Try.
Okay. So in the end, ISKCON, gurus, GBC, whatever, will have to accept, is Prabhupada a bona fide acharya? If so, his words are absolute. And if so, you cannot add or subtract to his order, ever. Right?
Yes.
You cannot add or subtract to the order of the spiritual master. You know? So
Yeah, a
if the
lot.
spiritual master says jump under the bus, you don't have, well, Prabhupada, I don't feel like jumping under the bus. Or maybe it'd be better if I didn't jump under the bus. If he says jump under the bus, jump under the bus. That's the end of it. Of course, he wouldn't do that, but at the same time, that's the absolute nature of the order of the spiritual master. Right?
Yeah, yeah. I've talked to many ISKCON people, and they don't have this mentality that Prabhupada's word is absolute.
No, they don't.
They don't.
But
Yeah.
the
So
movement will not survive unless that mentality is reattained. Now they
yes,
want to dilute it and dilute it some more. The GBC have said that they can actually change Prabhupada's writing,
yes. As a
and they have the authority to do that. They actually considered that they had the ability to negate my initiation by Prabhupada.
yeah, in accordance with the GBC and in the West
Huh?
Bengal bylaws.
Yeah, so all of those bylaws have no basis with Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah.
None. Why? Because the GBC is not allowed to make bylaws. No bylaws. Not even elected GBC can make bylaws. All they can do is represent the temple presidents. That's the end of it. For 3 years.
It's
There's
a very-
no absolute lifetime appointment of GBC ever mentioned by Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah, why would someone want to be lifetime anyways?
Huh?
Lifetime means like crazy body
Lifetime
count.
means like the cardinals in the Catholic Church.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually asked Bir Krishna this question. He never replied to an answer. I was like,
What
what's
was your question?
my question was, hey, you are a
Where's the train station?
I'll
Yeah, you cross.
I'll play it here.
Go into the
Downstairs. No, it's there.
So, they cannot indicate. So if they will not follow the order of the spiritual master, then what is their relationship to the Sampradaya? And on top of it, if the person becomes an ISKCON guru and that person falls down after having accepted the karma of the people he initiated on his own head, what happens when he falls down is that the disciples will follow him into his next birth. Yeah, because where else would they go? They said, well, I initiated you as my disciple, but Prabhupada took your karma. First of all, there's nothing in Shastra that indicates that that's true.
Well, the GBC policy is that if your so-called unnecessary guru falls down, you take Prabhupada as your guru, so Prabhupada will save you now. That's the GBC official policy.
Then why not do that at the beginning?
Yeah, why not do that at the beginning? That's what I said. Why are we using Prabhupada as a, fallback, guru?
Yeah. So what they're trying to do is to make it like the Catholic Church, but then modifying it so that the different conclusion of the Catholic Church is like if a person is baptized by a priest and the priest falls down, as they are prone to do, then if the
Then you
priest
take
falls down,
Jesus.
then they can say, well, then you can take Jesus directly.
Yeah.
Say, wait,
yeah.
isn't that Protestant idea? How can you take Jesus directly?
Yeah, this is crazy mentality that these policies that the GBC are.
So essentially, they're making it up as they go along.
Yeah.
And more of the ISKCON gurus are offering what could be called Ritvik initiations.
Right.
Simply because who the hell's going to take a risk of this particular fallen soul dressed up in saffron not falling down?
Yeah. Yes. that email I sent you yesterday about, remember Prabhupada, what email I sent to you? I want to read that. It's very,
Please do.
yeah, where is it? I sent to Narayan Prabhu. Okay, yes. This was a conversation, May 27th, 1977. May 27th, 1977 in Vrindavan. Tamal Krishna says, lowest, Prabhupada, papi tapi jata chilo hari nam udarilo. This is our position. We have to select our worker from the lowest class of society, papi tapi, but we shall prove by hari nam they become Krishna conscious. That is the movement. You trace the history of everyone, all worst, third class, and they come here. And that is Krishna consciousness movement. How many Dr. Swarup have come? If we speak frankly, laughter, all from the worst class. So Srila Prabhupada, I guess, is talking about here all the so-called devotees that came in the Krishna consciousness movement were from very, low class background.
Yeah, and Prabhupada put it, Suchi hoy, muchi hoy, muchi hoy, suchi hoy. There's no requirement. There's no requirement. When Lord Chaitanya said there's no hard and fast rules for chanting, he meant that malachas can chant.
Yeah.
If there were hard and fast rules, then only Brahmins could chant.
Yes. So then Prabhupada further goes to say, and that is Krishna consciousness movement. How many Dr. Swarup have come? If we speak frankly, laughter, all from the worst class. Those who are finished, and Krishna, it is said, papi tapi jata chilo, papi and tapi, they are not first class, they are 10th class. Papi tapi jata chilo harinam udarilo. This is the test of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement. And
yeah, and that language is Bengali.
Yes. That how many papi tapis have picked up.
Help.
Brajara Nandana Jai, Sati Suta Hoilo Sai.
What I'm trying to do is find the train that will take me to.
They are 10th class. Papi tapi jata chilo harinam udarilo. That is the test of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement. That how many papi tapis have been picked up. Brajendra Nandana Jai, Sachi Suta Hoilo Sai, Balaram Hoilo Nitai. This is Gaura Nitai. What is their business? Now, papi tapi jata chilo harinam udarilo. Bas. This is their business. Yes, to deliver all the papis and tapis. So, how is that? Tara Shakshe Jagai and Madai. See Jagai and Madai, it is not imaginary. So, we have to deliver all the Jagai and Madais. This is our movement. That is the test of us. It is not sorry for that, but still they should act like good men. So that is the letter dated May 27, 1977, just a few months before Srila Prabhupada passed away. He's saying that, the class of men that we are. Now, Narayan Prabhu, you got to unmute yourself. I muted you because there was some background noise. People were talking in the background. So, ask to unmute. Okay. Okay, Vinayak Sharma Prabhu, you want to make a comment or ask a question or share your realization? You're welcome to, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Ramchandra Prabhu, thank you for conducting this Istagosthi.
You're welcome.
Please accept my humble obeisance. Hare Krishna, Narayan Prabhu.
Jai.
I have a question, Prabhu. I wanted to ask that did Prabhupada used to chant 64 rounds every day?
That's a good question. Did Prabhupada chant 64 rounds a day?
When he was at Radha Damodar temple, he did. That was before he started his mission.
So when he used to chant, so on the head beat, or we say the Krishna beat, so did he chanted the Guru Pranams mantra after every round, or he just chanted Panchatattva mantra only?
That I don't know.
So, I-
We can find out though. Any other questions? Anything else?
I'm just trying to on the
Your voice is breaking
context,
up, so we can't
I
hear
want
you. Your voice is breaking up.
Yeah, Prabhu. So, yeah, Prabhu. So can you hear now?
Yeah?
So, yeah, Prabhu. I'm just saying that I just joined, so I just don't know the context as of now. So after a few moments, I will ask some question.
Okay, your connection is very bad. It's breaking up. So um, maybe you can type your questions. Maybe you can type your questions in the chat if you have any, or you share something. Okay. Narayan Prabhu, you're muted. Please unmute yourself. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. So we
It may not
discussed
be
that.
good reception here because I'm in the train station. When I'm
Okay.
on the train, it should get better.
All right. Try.
And I'll get my hearing aid batteries changed, which should improve the quality of the call.
Yeah. I mean, I was talking to the devotees here locally. They have no clue of what they need to do and how to fix the situation. It's pretty sad.
Well, that's what the League for 10K is, because we're not trying to fix ISKCON just to fix ISKCON. We are trying to make ISKCON into a fighting force for the purpose of disseminating the holy name for the rest of the golden age of Kali, to please Srimati Radharani in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Yes. But it seems like these people are not really interested in anything more than what they have.
Is this going west? Huh? Can't hear you.
Santa Monica.
Yeah. So if I get on, I'll get to Santa Monica.
Santa Monica.
Santa Monica this way?
I don't know.
Hey, Captain.
Try.
What were you going to say, Ramachandraji?
Oh, I was saying that I was talking to some devotees here locally, and they have no idea of how to resolve this thing, these things about how to set it up and how to work towards a solution, and it seems like they're not even interested, because it would require them to change how they think, how they feel. The whole thing needs to be turned upside down and people don't want to do that, right? I mean, I came with preconceived ideas and how I thought, I knew things, but now just having this Istagosthi and discussing, a whole new understanding has dawned on of how, the whole package, it needs to be implemented. So
Right.
a lot of people are not really interested in, they're just satisfied with whatever they have, they have going a little.
Exactly.
So we have just like this Lokanath issue thing, these women they're complaining about, the whole, child molester gurus and, the bad influences in management in ISKCON, but they don't have a solution to fight this problem or come to a solution. It's like complain, this, that, but what is the solution? How are we going to prevent it from ever happening again?
Right.
So that is another thing. We see the problems, but what is the solution? No one is talking about that. Everyone is centered around the problem.
Right.
And specifically the women. The women are very powerful. At least the Western women. They're fighting for a good cause, but they also have no solution of how we should implement the direction of management, and then make sure it's implemented locally, and or even start their own ISKCON temples, or whatever, and then have a model. But they don't talk about these things.
Yeah.
I mean, you were there on the ground where it seems like no one was really interested in hearing about solutions, right? Back in
Yeah.
2015, 14,
Yeah.
or whenever you were there talking to people.
Hey, Bo,
Yes, can you hear now?
I can.
Very good. I was saying that there's a lot of discord among the leaders and the congregation, but these
So
people,
are you saying between the leaders and the congregation?
yeah, between the leaders, the congregation, the members,
Good. Yeah, go ahead.
but they don't discuss about the solutions, but we're discussing about it, and we're inviting them to come. Hey, let's.
That's why we need to create a body of work that will solve the whole problem for ISKCON for the next 10,000 years. Iṣṭa-goṣṭhī is what the ultimate goal should be for Krishna consciousness movement. We can present the Madhyama and Uttama Adhikari just to show the Iṣṭa-goṣṭhī that there's more to it than they imagine. And that it's not you become a Iṣṭa-goṣṭhī and your guru will take you back to Godhead at the end of this lifetime. That is Christian fantasy. Now we have to speak the truth, but no one needs to be more than a Iṣṭa-goṣṭhī because he's already going back to Godhead. Because he heard the Shakti Avatar, namely the holy name of Krishna, clearly himself. So if he's heard it and chanted it, as everybody has in temples, even they botch it up a bit, but they've all heard Prabhupada chant. So that's the solution right there. So, so we have to make it clear, absolutely clear. Hello, Captain. Is this going to Santa Monica? Great. Okay. So
there's a question here from Vinayaka Sharma. He asked the question. Can you hear? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. He asked the question, why there was no attempt to start a new Krishna conscious organization for preaching this movement 100% loyal to Prabhupada by the Srila Prabhupada disciples who left ISKCON, like ISKCON Bangalore did?
Because that's not what Srila Prabhupada wanted. Prabhupada wants the ISKCON that he created to be straightened out, rectified. Not that we start a bunch of little Hare Krishna societies like Yogananda, not Yogananda, Sodananda and Paranjan, creating these little nasty little corners. No, he wants ISKCON to be sorted out, and if we have the potency to open a temple anywhere, then we have the potency to straighten out the ISKCON that Prabhupada created in 1966. Why do we reject Prabhupada? Simply because people in ISKCON are going crazy and are treacherous, trying to turn Krishna consciousness, Prabhupada taught, into the opposite of what he taught by creating it like the Catholic Church. Why? Why do we create a new movement? It wouldn't be a new movement, it would be a Protestant movement. It would be against ISKCON movement. No, we have to straighten out ISKCON for Prabhupada. He's our master, it's his movement. We can't walk away, run away, or crawl away from restoring it. That's as simple as it gets. Any disagreement?
He further wrote, there could have been a bigger united attempt by senior disciples with the same name. At least that could have been preached.
With the same name of what?
ISKCON, or Krishna consciousness.
Oh, the way the GBC is configured, they will not allow it.
Yeah, so Vinayak Prabhu,
So
GBC,
the understanding that the GBC is illegitimate, completely illegitimate until it represents the temple president, not controls and dominates the temple president. They don't really have a square shoe to go to.
From others when possible. If you not travel, if you are sick, visit metro.net for updates.
background noise.
My guru,
Your guru, your bus guru.
he is speaking.
Next stop, downtown Santa Monica Station at Colorado and Ford. Exit here for Santa Monica Theater, Civic Center and Auditorium.
Santa Monica.
Promenade and Santa Monica.
Okay, looks like the guru has went. Okay. Vinayak Sharma Prabhu says, but ISKCON is opening centers in the US. They are preaching also. Yeah, they're doing that, but they're not doing it properly how Srila Prabhupada wanted and how the movement could have grown to a much larger degree if they
Who
had
is
followed.
opening the temple?
ISKCON Bangalore.
Well, that's fine.
What?
Internet connection is bad for Narayan and Vinayaka Sharma Prabhu.
They can do it. They can do it. But at least they're not doing the GBC thing the way, I mean, absolute, what do you call it? Totalitarian GBC.
Yeah, for a temple to be opened in the name of ISKCON, the property has to be surrendered to the GBC of West Bengal, and they would be the actual owners and proprietors of the for that.
Okay, so that is not anything written by Prabhupada anywhere.
Yes, the GBC would be the ultimate authority, management-wise and property-wise also. So one GBC can.
That is not the description of the GBC.
Yeah.
They want to call themselves something else, they're welcome to do it. But to call themselves GBC is a complete insult to the spiritual founder of Sharia of ISKCON.
On the pretext, yes, they say on the
They
pretext
can't
of
do
some.
it.
Yeah.
They should not call themselves GBC. They should call themselves Vatican.
Yeah.
Why should they call themselves GBC? That's not what Prabhupada created as GBC. Nor did he ever change it. Where is the written document that he changed it? What they're doing is they're going on the goodwill and trust and assumption of authenticity of the several presidents and the congregation members to not object to the GBC, so-called GBC, creating their totalitarian theocracy identical to the Catholic Church.
Mm.
You see?
Yeah. Mm.
So the problem is that the vast majority of devotees, although they're screaming about Jews running the whole movement, it's actually being run by former Catholics.
And the
when you have
Hindu.
Catholics in charge of anything, they immediately say the Jews are in charge.
And the Hindus are not, and the Hindus are also there, Hindu devotees in the Krishna consciousness movement who have no power to, or, they aren't being educated properly. Sacramento's.
Well, because they are allowing themselves to be called Hindus.
Yeah.
Hindu is a dirty word by Muslims.
Yeah.
It's like the N word for Indians. Whoever says Hindu is saying subhuman. Well, I belong to subhumans. Or subhumans or sub Muslims, below the Muslims. Why do they accept that? They should begin to identify as Sanatana Dharma and then try to achieve that platform, right?
Yes.
Why should they not? So every time I meet a so-called Hindu, I say, look, why do you go by the name that was given you by the Muslims? Why don't you go by the name given you by Krishna, which is Sanatana Dharma?
Jai.
So I would say, don't let a Hindu call himself Hindu. Say, wait a minute, why do you call yourself Hindu? That's an insult to your actual religion. Your actual religion is Sanatana Dharma. Why do you go by Hindu, which is an insult created by the Muslims? Just like the British insulted the Bengali saints by calling Chakravarti Chatterjee. So they still call themselves Chatterjee. Oh, my name is Chatterjee. Oh, is it Mukherjee Chatterjee? Why did you call yourself by the insult given you by the British? Well, that's my name. So how do they dare go by a name that is not the one that is given them by Krishna? We have to turn the tables on the oppressors. We have oppressors in ISKCON, based on the Catholic Church, and we have the so-called Hindus have oppressors in the form of Muslims, and they have been for thousands of years, they've called themselves Hindus, while they kiss the butts of the Muslims. Why? Have you no character? Have you no pride? Have you no character? Have you no dignity?
Welcome aboard the Metro.
Why do you call yourself Hindu if you have the slightest shred of human dignity?
Downtown Santa Monica Station.
And if you worship any Indian god, none of those are under
Exit here or
not under Hindu.
trying
Those are all
USC Village.
specific gods. Whether it's Durga, whether it's Kali, whether it's Shiva, whether it's Vishnu, whether it's Krishna, Brahma, they're all specifically part of the Vedic pantheon, not Hindu. But because they accepted Hindu, then they can say, well, I'm a Kali Hindu and you're a Vaishnav Hindu, we don't get along. But wait, the Vaishnav Hindu, so-called Vaishnavas, were there, and the Kali was part of, the Durga was part of the pantheon of Krishna. For instance, when Krishna kidnapped Rukmini from being married to Sitapal, she was on her way to the temple of Durga. Now, why would Rukmini, who is herself as good as Radharani, why would she be going to the temple of Durga prior to getting married? Right? She goes to the temple of Durga on the way to getting married because Durga was part of the pantheon of the Vedic culture, and you went to the temple of Durga prior to getting married. That was one of her things. That didn't make her a Durga worshiper. It made her a Vaishnavi. And Durga also is a Vaishnavi in the context. But what happened to Ramachandra? Vanished.
I'm still here. So we have two new people who joined, not new, but they have joined before. Hardik, Soni, and who's that? Maybe next.
Surunehi.
Yeah, Surunehi.
By the way, I have to warn you, cell phone is slow, it could drop out.
Okay, no problem, no
Don't
worries.
be alarmed if it does.
Okay, so Hardik Soni Prabhu and Surya Nehi, you want to introduce yourself, and then if you have any realizations you want to share, questions. Okay, sure. Now's the time.
Exit here
And
or
thank you for joining the program.
Shrine Auditorium, USC Village.
Okay. Looks like they're just listening. Okay.
So who is on?
Hardik Soni and
Surya and Hardik.
yeah, yes.
And who are they?
They're devotees from India.
From what part of India?
Thanks for going Metro.
Introduce yourself, Hardik Prabhu.
Every time you ride, we'll avoid penalties and fines and help us keep fares low and run better service.
Your voice is too low, okay? Can you introduce yourself? Yes. Why is it so low?
Surya is muted.
I guess they don't want to speak. So, Vinayak Sharma Prabhu, what is your question? Yeah,
And Hardik is muted also.
yeah.
Exit here or California site. Natural history.
Okay, if they don't want to talk, they don't have to.
Okay, network issues they're having. Okay, Vinayak Sharma Prabhu, what is your question? Can we discuss my question? What was the question? You were talking about the legal issues?
Yeah, Prabhu, like my voice may not be clear, but I wrote in the message, so it
Okay.
was in the reply of what we were discussing earlier.
Okay, let me read it so Narayan Prabhu can. Oh, Narayan Prabhu looks like his phone died. So you wrote, but these legal issues could be rectified by a lot of manners, like having a new name, like the Gaudiya Math organizations. If no one is righteous comes forward to preach, then it is natural that a general spirituality inclined public will fall into the GBC guru system fiasco. Huh.
The key to understanding the GBC guru system is that the unelected GBC, who have no right to exist without being elected, then nominate or
We
appoint.
can't hear. You gotta wait till it's over. You gotta wait till the background.
Let's go on sometime.
The next stop is Expo, Vermont Station. Exit here for the Natural History Museum at LA Memorial Health.
Okay, now you can speak. You are muted. There's a lot of noise coming. Okay, there you go. Now unmute yourself. Okay, there you go. Yes.
Okay. So the gurus would not exist if they were not appointed by the GBC, and the GBC would not exist as it does if they were subservient to the temple presidents, if they were themselves temple presidents on 3-year terms. So the whole thing is as corrupt as it can be, modeled after the Catholic Church, which Srila Prabhupada clearly stated that he did not want. Did you ever find that conversation in Seattle in 1968 with the reporter who asked him if he was going to create a structure like the Catholic Church?
We found something similar, but not that exact one.
Well, we have to find the exact one. It's
Yeah.
see. It should be there somewhere. I've read it.
Yeah. So Vinayak, your question about starting a new organization because the present organization is corrupt, that is not the solution.
Well, if Prabhupada said ISKCON is 5-party, so if ISKCON is corrupt, then we have to say Prabhupada is corrupt.
Yes.
Prabhupada is ISKCON. If ISKCON is corrupt, then Prabhupada's corrupt. End of the story. If we want Prabhupada, we have to purify ISKCON. Anyone who thinks otherwise, it's worse than an atheist. Okay? Hello?
Yeah.
Where did Ramachandra go?
I'm here.
Okay, do you get that?
Yes.
Anyone who says ISKCON has to be rejected is worse than an atheist.
Welcome aboard the Metro E-Line Expo.
What do you think of that?
This train's final destination is
Anyone says ISKCON should not be acceptable
thanks for going
is
Metro.
a demon.
Your safety is our top priority. Help us help you by keeping your
You say that your mother has, your wife has breast cancer. Oh, let her die and I'll get a different wife.
Expo, Western.
No, you performed the surgery. Are you there?
Yeah, we're here.
Well, what did I say? Did you hear what I said?
No, it's a loud noise coming out in the background. Something about surgery and someone speaking in the background.
It's the train speaking. So anyhow, what I'm saying is, anyone who says that ISKCON cannot be repaired is a demon.
Yes, yes, that's clear. Yes.
Why? Because Prabhupada said ISKCON is my body. If I said if your wife has a cancer in her body, you don't kick her out and get another wife. You have surgery and repair the problem. You're gone again. Where'd you go, Rob? Hello?
Yes, yes, we heard that. That was clear. Okay. Yes.
So you have to fix what's broken, not
Right.
say it's broken so we throw it in the trash.
Mm-hmm.
And when Prabhupada said ISKCON is my body, if we say ISKCON is broken, then we throw Prabhupada in the trash if we throw ISKCON in the trash. We have a choice. We have to write ISKCON. We can't do a Paranjan Yasodanandan bogus little I want to be guru without being guru. They're just demons. Anyone who's against ISKCON is a demon. Anyone who doesn't want to rectify ISKCON is a demon. Anyone who thinks ISKCON is not Prabhupada's body is a demon. So what do? We rectify ISKCON. We have to rectify ISKCON, whether it's pleasant or not. It is pleasant. When you bring a person who's deathly ill back to life, it's pleasant to do that. It's for doctor. You don't say, oh, too much trouble. Why should I bring this sick patient back to life? So you're a doctor, so you bring him back to life. End of story, right? You just agree? Ramachandra.
What's going on? There's a lot of noise in the background. It's breaking up.
You couldn't hear what I said?
Something about doctor to revive that person.
Yeah. So should the doctor not revive the patient?
Yeah, that's his duty.
Yes. So the patient is ISKCON. We're the doctors.
Chai.
We don't kill the patient and then get some healthy person to be our client. Because we create another idea like ISKCON, Prabhupada will not be on that.
Chai. All right. So any more questions from the devotees online? Okay, there's another point by Vinayaka Sharma Prabhu. He says that, what is Prabhu saying here? But Prabhu, these philosophical arguments are all right. But problem is that the majority of the preaching is done by the GBC-based organization, and practically we are seeing new inmates getting brainwashed by them, and there's no alternative organization to be considered ideal to go to if ISKCON dumps and iron-classed.
So whoever said that should join the league for 10K.
And this GBC issue doesn't seem to rectify in the near future.
Do they believe that the GBC is empowered by Krishna?
The present GBC, probably not.
Probably not, or absolutely not.
I don't know. That's
Well,
what is
they
this?
have to make up their mind. Probably means nothing. Bullshit.
Preaching must go on.
GBC either obeys Prabhupada or does not obey Prabhupada.
Yes, there's no middle ground, right?
Remember, I just sent out that statement by Prabhupada that if you don't obey the spiritual master, then you've lost your connection with Krishna. Right? I sent it out to you yesterday.
Yes, yes.
Did you see it?
Yeah, the picture, yes.
Well, doesn't that answer that question?
Yes, yes. All right. Vinayaka Sharma Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
We have no choice but to purify ISKCON to be the representational organization as created by Srila Prabhupada. We do not have a choice. Oh, there's bogus people. Oh, if we rectify ISKCON, there will be bogus people also. There will always be bogus people. So what do? Kept on destroying the replacement ISKCON and the replacement ISKCON and the replacement ISKCON also? How many times are you going to replace ISKCON because you have no cojones? I don't know if you know what cojones means.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Sorry for interrupting.
Yes, go ahead. Yes.
Okay. My name is Shalini Prabhu, and I am one question that in these days, Prabhu, I am trying to give the Bhagavad Gita class in my association ISKCON, and I am there. And just like one day I have go to the music class, it's like 3 hours I have been there in music class. Then that time is an Bhagavad Gita class. So sir, I am very confused. What time should I take out to take the Bhagavad Gita class?
Why don't you hear from Srila Prabhupada directly? He has thousands and thousands of tapes, conversations, lectures. Why you need to go to ISKCON if you're afraid that they might pollute you?
Sir, Prabhu, I am in association with Rahul Prabhu, but I am just in 15th chapter of an Bhagavad Gita. So, Prabhu, I've been like online classes are there, so it's like good to be in association and read. That Prabhupada is also saying that sadhu sang.
Yeah, so Prabhupada is the sadhu and he's the sant also. So you have that. I mean, if you have any questions, you can use this tool right here. I'll show you to answer your question. So we're here as, oh, not this, where is it? This tool here called the Bhakti Vedanta Database. 1 second, share the screen with you. So there's this tool here. You see here? This is a compendium of all of Prabhupada's lectures, conversations. So you can search anything you want. So in this way, you're independent in your study and understanding. And then you can, if you want, you can take association of the ISKCON people. But we recommend you to hear from Prabhupada and his conversations, tapes, lectures, his original books.
Yes, Prabhu.
You see this tool here? You see it? All of Prabhupada's
Yes.
books are here, conversations.
Yes, yes, yes.
So, you can have Prabhupada playing classes, lectures,
Yes, yes, yes.
interviews.
Sir, today is in Teachers' Day, so I want to thank the Prabhupada that are are lucky. I am lucky that that I have found that teacher.
Are you lucky? Now make others lucky.
All are lucky.
Okay?
All are lucky.
What did you say?
All are lucky. All.
Yeah, go help out other people who have not heard about Krishna. Give
Yes,
them
yes,
this Krishna consciousness. Make
yes,
everyone
yes.
lucky.
I'm trying. Yes, sir.
Joy.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you, Prabhu.
No problem. Prabhupada. He's given the message. He's showing us the light. Okay. So I think we're just about time. Anything else from the devotees online? They want to ask a question, make a comment, discussion, anything they want to share? Okay, Narayan, unmute yourself. There's a lot of noise. I mute people when there's noise. Okay. There you
Okay.
go.
If a person goes to the database, this is for that Prabhu. If the devotee wants to go to the database, he can study Prabhupada, he can become enlightened by reading Prabhupada's work. He can become enlightened simply by hearing the holy name of Krishna uttered by Srila Prabhupada once. It's not different than the sound vibration of Lord Chaitanya. But if he wants to hang out, and if he wants to go and take prasada and see the deities, he can go to any ISKCON temple. They're not going to throw him in the street. If they ask him to join, he said, I'm thinking about it. But what he can do is just go there, take prasadam. He could go there and listen to a lecture, or go there for kirtan, and he can see the deity, have darshan. That way he can sustain himself as a kanista adhikari, even if the people there are acting like unauthentic.
Jai.
Did that Prabhu hear me?
Yes, he can hear you.
Good. So don't worry. Study independently. Visit a temple for the pleasure of associating with the deity.
Jai. Haribol. All right, so I think I'll end it here then. Anything else from the devotees? I want to end it early today, so.
What time is it?
No.
It's about 9:20.
9:20?
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank
Why
you.
do you want to end it early?
I got some stuff to do.
Oh. Well, we should try to arrange our stuff so we
Hey,
can do
Prabhu.
8 to 10 so that the Benham world will be able to be a beneficiary.
Yeah,
Did Mahaprabhu come on?
no one, no, he's not on. Someone had a question here. Go ahead, take the floor.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, am I audible?
Yes, you are, yes. Don't mute yourself. You're audible, ask a question, then mute yourself. Yeah, you're audible. What happened? You can unmute yourself and speak. No problem. No one's going to jump on you. Okay. Yes. Hardik, what's going on? Why you keep muting yourself? Do you want to say something? Go ahead.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, ask.
Sir, why do I see so many people complaining about ISKCON nowadays? Is it because has been so successful as a movement in spreading the name of Krishna everywhere? Or is it because there is something wrong in their teachings?
Why are there so many people complaining about ISKCON? Is they're spreading the holy name, or is there something wrong with their teachings? That is the question.
Because they have built a structure on defying Prabhupada. They made a structure of defying Srila Prabhupada's. Why should they not complain?
They have made a structured,
Defying Prabhupada's direct orders.
defying Srila Prabhupada's direct orders.
So
Yes.
why should they not complain?
Yes.
Why should anyone defy the orders of a Shaktivesh avatar?
Yes.
They think when the cat's away, the mice will play. That's not the process.
Now arriving. Over City Station.
The process is
Connect here with
to obey the Shaktivesh
Over
avatar,
City bus out there.
and not then to structure yourself to pretend to be a weenie-less Shaktivesh avatar without any qualifications whatsoever.
Right. Jai. Okay. So that should answer his question. Very simple. Yes. Anything else? Now's the time. Going once.
Sir, Prabhu, can you give me some prasadam?
Here, I'll send it to you.
Yes. Give-
That for that you have to go to the ISKCON temple.
Our top priority.
Yes. I will come.
Your guys will get money out of sight. Report any
Guys.
issue by calling Metro's law enforcement and security hotline at 888-950-SAVE.
Okay, I think I'll end it here then. We'll continue the discussion tomorrow.